Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm France Martin, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and today it's an easel window card with floating not butterfly, but bees. It's hard to see because the big shot it's in the way. I'm going to show you better in a minute, but I'm going to show you how to do this easel card with the window. The framelit, it's the heart and framelit. So we're going to start with, going to put this on the big shot with a piece of white cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, 4 1/4 by 11, score at 5 1/2. Now we're going to need 2 smoky slate that measure 4 by 5 1/4. I need you a little bit higher here. Here we go. I think this is better for the view. So we're going to need 2 of the smoky slate, but we can only start with 1. And what we want to do, the front of the card, we want to put 1 of the smoky slate at the top. Going to put that right there. And then we're going to use the framelit, the window one. We want it a little bit higher than lower, so you don't want to center it. We will... it's because we're going to need the flower box at the bottom. Just going to twist this around here, try to see if I'm straight. Start to do kind of sideways. So I'm just going to put a sticky note there to make sure it stays all together. And now we're going to pass this through the big shot. Let's roll this through. Okay, now we're going to leave that there. We're going to remove this. So now those little square we don't need, but we need those frames. So you need a white frame and you need a smoky slate frame. Here we go. Okay, now the next step, it's to take the other smoky slate, put it on top of this, put your frame on top right in the opening so it match. I'm going to put my sticky note again there, and we're going to roll this through the machine. Here we go. So now we're going to have our 2 parts done. Here we go. Now we need to emboss one of the smoky slate frame. Let me remove this here. Okay, this is done. We will take our break embossing folder and we're going to put this in here. And we're going to roll this through the big shot, but we need to remove the adapter. So this is going to go there, there. Roll this through. I just realized that I forgot the window sheet. I'm going to have to grab that. Here we go. Now we're done with the big shot for now. Let me reach for the window sheet. And we need a piece of window sheet that measure 5 1/8. Is that wide enough? No. Okay, so 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. I just want to give space to play around a bit. Here we go. Now, what we're going to do is building our card here. So you're going to take your card, the one that you emboss. Let's make sure, I think this go this way, right? Yes. Okay, so we're going to bring a scrap paper here. You're going to take smoky slate and just tap this at the top of what you emboss. It looked dark. Don't worry about it. It's going to get lighter. And you want it marbleized like this. You know what? You're very high now. Let me put you down. Here we go. That should be better. So now you see, pretty good. Now in the window framelit, you get the framelit too to do the box window. So this is, I did that in chocolate crumb cake, Stampin' crumb cake, and sponge around it to give a bit of dimension. Now for the flower itself, what I've done is I use a piece of cardstock that was here now, oh, right here. It measured 3 by 1. I'm using the stamp set. I did that video just yesterday with the watercolor, Artistically Asian. And what you're going to do is use the old olive and just do a little bit of flowers here. See, I keep on. Here we go. And now I use my just a brush and dip this in water. And I won't do the whole thing because that's a video by itself. And I just did little dots for my flowers. And then when I cut this, I'm going to show you how I cut this. I just wiggle this. What I mean by that, I just, to give some character, and then you can add more flowers or less. You can use different colors flowers. See, and if you're not sure about the video, just look. I'm gonna put it in the at the end here if you want to have the video for I call this the wild watercolor, and then I'm gonna add a little bit. I'm gonna finish that after the video, but you're gonna have the clue on how it is done. Now, let's build our window for our butterflies. So you didn't see much because the big shot was there. You see here, and we're going to do just one of the bees. I think it's plenty. And see the flowers, very just wild looking flowers. So this is the one that's going to be the top. We want to start with the one that's going to be in the back, that it's not embossed. And it's funny, but I cannot even see it. So I get the card. Let's remove this. And we need to find that piece of, well, oh, here it is. Let's make sure that's the same. Yes. So we're going to start with this one. And what we're going to do, we need to use our window. In the top of this, the other one going to come on top. But first, we're just going to do one bee for the video. We're going to use a piece of fishing line. It's clear, see-through. We get this. We will put our, I like to use tumble glue for this. And the reason why I like to use tumble glue, it's because if I'm not just right, I get a chance to move it before it dry. Okay, we're going to put our fishing line right here. And if it's too long, we can cut it after. Add a bit more glue there. I want to make sure I get enough glue that it's stick my window. Now I'm going to take the window sheet, put it at the top. Okay, so you see the fishing line, it's the first thing because you want that in the back. And make sure this is all good. Now we're going to take this piece, going to go on top of it. Here we go. And the edge, you want to make sure you get some at the edge too. Now we're going to turn this around, put that at the top. So we're building everything separate here. Like, I mean, we're building the front of the card separate. If you see it a little bit, see, you can move it. That's what it's nice about the Tombow. Before it dry, you can move it around. Now in our window, you're going to take the white framing. The white frame is going to be in the front. And now in my fine tip glue, that it's Tombow that I got there. I like to have Tombow very detailed, so when I finish one of my fine tip glue, I add Tombow in this. And for me, this worked wonderful. So now I'm going to put that all here. We're going to twist this here. I like to start at the top and coming down. See, it fit perfect in there. See how good it start looking now? Now turn it around and you see, now I see my glue in that and I didn't like that finish. So what I done, we're going to put a piece of the gray window there, the back of this, but see, we're going to need to slide it in the back of the fishing line. So let's remove all those. I call that the big shot error there because the way that it cuts sometimes. So let's put glue on this too. And if you're not just right, that's okay. It's just going to give you a little shadow. I'm going to show you by that. The one I did there. Here we go. I'm going to take this. Make sure you lift your fishing line because you need that at the top. Oh, this one match almost perfect. It should match because we cut them at, you know, match them. So here we go. Turn this around. This one matched perfectly. You see, I don't have no shadow. I'm going to show you the one that I did. I must have glued the layers off a little bit, and you see I get a little bit of the gray there. It's just give a little shadow, and I don't mind at all. Okay, for the bees, that's from the Dragonfly framelits, and I'm using the Blossom Builder. I'm going to have all the supplies list in the eye there. It's going to bring you to my blog. We're going to use that fine petal there, the smaller one there on this side. So you get 1, 2, 3. I'm using this one there. It looked like a leaf. We're going to turn this around. So for each bee, you're going to need 2 bees, if that make any sense, because you're going to see. If it don't make sense now, it will make sense in a minute. Going to put that right here. That was the best thing I could find, that because I wanted some black with my bee. Now what you're going to do is turn this around here, and we're going to put the bees. Do we want it going down to the flowers? I think so. I had some up, some down. Oops, see, this was under. Make sure that, here we go. Okay, I'm going to put that right here. It's going down. So we're going to use, let's put our glue here. Oh, not on that. Really, you don't want your glue on this. Let me remove this. You will understand in a minute why you don't want the glue there. Because you get opening on this. So you don't want the glue there. You just want to put the glue on the other piece you're going to glue together. So then, because you're not sure on the black where the opening is. And if that's glue there, it's going to get stuck to your card. And right here. Okay, keep the fishing line there. Oops. Let's twist this body around. Here we go. Now we got our floating bees. See? And we can even put it a little bit up. Here we go. Okay, now we will cut the extra length of the fishing line. Here we go, my friend. See how simple this was? Oh, make sure that, See, now you get your window. Now, it's time to put that on our card front. So we have to take our card front, and you don't want to do that scoring at the beginning, because then your window would have a score. You don't want your window to bend. Get my cutting right here. Now what I'm going to do is put this at 2.5 or 2 1/4. 2 1/4 and score this. Now this is going to get fold down, fold down. Here we go. So the only thing we want to glue is this part here, because it has to come up. So what we're going to do is, you can take a tumble here. Don't put any on the side. Just go around, leave about a 1/4 inch. It's not even a 1/4 inch, but leave about a 1/4 inch, so then you know it's going to be safe. Now we're going to take our window and match our window. And we get the window glue on top, so it gives us a chance to move around. See, even if it's not just right, it looked kind of, if it was perfect though. Okay, now I would do the window, not the window, but the flowers. After it was done, I would glue this with dimensional here. Now for the bottom, I use again from the stamp set the Dragonfly, Thanks for the Smile, and everything else. I embossed that with the brick. So this here, it's 4 1/4 by 1 1/4. This one, it's 4 by 1. We're going to mount them on top of each other, and we're going to use a glue dots for this here. Well, first we're going to put it on the card. It's going to be easier. But first, I thought it was plain in the back. So the same thing that we stamped the flowers with, we're going to stamp the background. So I'm going to take my background here, put it about right here, lift up, stamp, and stamp. See? So you just get a nice little background. The one that I did, I moved this, I call that the stand, a few times, because I want my window to stand up straight. We're just going to put a little bit below, because you see when we close the window, we see a bit of the brick, but it still gives a good character. It's still okay. So let's do this here. Here we go. The first layer, I put it straight on. Oops. This I could have used snail or fast fuse. Going to put that right here, just a little bit below there. And then I use my crumb cake dauber. Not crumb cake. My whole olive dauber, and just add for the grass here. Here we go. Now this one needs to be put with dimensional. And that is the same thing. After I emboss it, I stamp the greeting first, then emboss, and then put the gray on top. And it looked like it was super dark. And by the time I was done, this looks sideways because it was in my embossing folder that way, but that's okay. I can't even, no, I'm going to put it straight. Here we go. Now when you put this up, voila, my friend. I think you can see it. So this is it, how I done a window easel card with the floating butterfly or bees, or you can put anything floating there. So hope you enjoyed this. And for all the Stampin' Up product, just visit my blog at FrenchieStamps.com. For this card exactly, right at the top you get the eye. You can click on that, or below you're going to have the link to go direct at my blog post. Thank you so much and have a great day, my friends.